Hey y'all, welcome to my rifle case where we usually film. I'll go ahead and open it up and oh, that's not a rifle in there. Our household recently became the proud owners of a Walther PDP, however you'd like to pronounce it, and we're really pleased with it. It is a very pleasing weapon to operate. It's lighter than I expected. All you Glock fans, try it. You all tout how wonderful the Glock is. I think there's nothing that you can say about a Glock that you can't say this does better. Maybe your accessories, because there's so many Glock accessories out there because things have been so unchanged for so long. But the one bad thing I'd say about this is a bad thing about a Glock, but also a good thing about a Glock. It's the sights. They've been difficult to get zeroed in. They don't seem to be great quality, but they're Glock sights, so they can be replaced with other Glock sights. Slide is like butter. I know what you all want to see on the PDP. That crisp break. We'll go ahead and see that reset. Right there. A little bit of travel after the reset to the wall. Let me do that again because I think I want to go too far for the reset. It wants to pop out after the reset. That's what it is. Really, after the reset, the wall's kind of right there. Let me get a little bit more finger on that. Reset wall. Oh yeah, there it is. Really pleased with it so far. Working on getting sight zeroed. Doesn't have a lot of adjustment. I know one thing that's been a popular topic on this is the plate. We don't have an optic for it yet, so we haven't gotten a plate because we don't know what optic we want to go with. I've heard some people claim that because there's no notch, that the force actually carries through the screws instead of through pegs in the notches, which does make the screws the likely point of failure. I don't know the particular shear force that this screw is designed to hold against. I do know screws tend to have lower shear resistance than nails in building products. All that being said, the amount of force times the repetitive number of times the force will be applied through the sliding action, firing. What is the likelihood of failure? Maybe it's once every 10,000 rounds. Maybe it's once every 50,000 rounds. But I think plenty enough people have fired these now that we know it's not once every 2,000 rounds. These came out at the beginning of the year. And I have to imagine there's been many people who have an optic on there that have put more than a couple thousand rounds through these. I'm not a special forces operator. I'm not a law enforcement professional. If it's good enough for them, it's going to be good enough for me. If there is some issue, milling in notches to put in pegs is something you would need to do to many slides that don't have a plate slot pre-cut anyway. So milling your slide is not a new and revolutionary thing. Obviously, it's a lot easier if you don't have to do it, a lot cheaper. But overall, we've been pleased with this if we can get it zeroed. We were shooting at an outdoor range, a little bit further of a distance. I want to take this to an indoor range, start at 5 feet, work back to 10 feet, 15 feet, and eventually make my way out to 25 yards and try and keep it in center mass through all of that. The other thing that I think is maybe, I don't want to call it bad. It's still good. I've just seen better designs. Is the Takedown clip. This is plastic. Obviously, the whole frame is a polymer. I'll say polymer instead of plastic. Oh. Yeah, see, it wants to bend. Okay, y'all are just watching me struggle now. This could get embarrassing. I'm also trying to do this without flipping it over and exposing the serial number because there it is. It was cocked. Because I'm not one to show a serial number on a YouTube video. Not a revolutionary design. This is harder to do on camera than you'd think. I guess depth perception does matter for some things. That snaps right back in place. Yeah. Very pleased overall. I think there's no such thing as a perfect weapon. Every weapon's going to have some pluses, some drawbacks. But I really like the particular pluses this one has in exchange for the drawbacks. I don't even know if we're going to put an optic on this because this is probably going to be used for concealed carry, which it's harder to conceal, more uncomfortable to carry with an optic. I know there's lots of people that tell me you can be just as good with an optic or better, all the good reasoning to have it. It does add mass, add size to it. Makes it a little more difficult to carry. One thing that's phenomenal is this grip. Let's see if we can zoom in on these little cubes that protrude. They feel so grippy and so good. There's no worry ever that this is going to slide out of my grip. So, if you're considering it, I recommend it. Especially if you want to carry it and you're not looking at that optic. If I need to use this in a life-threatening situation, I do not intend on having to shoot from a distance that I need a red dot. I want, the really close distances would be what it would take for me to pull this out and use this if necessary. So that's not something I'm horribly concerned about. Obviously, I do need to get the iron sight sighted, and if for no other reason than for my enjoyment at the range, so I'm not just sitting there scratching my head. But, and I say iron sights, they're polymer, but they're not an optic. So I need to work on that, but overall, very pleased with it. It's a pleasure to shoot. It's just so easy. It's light. That slide is, like I said, it's like butter. The trigger, we have all heard about the Walther triggers, like glass breaking. I never understood what that meant until I had a nice trigger. And even this trigger, though not as nice as the Geissele in my AR, has a very different feel to it. That one's very light and crisp. This one it's got some tension to it, but then when it hits the wall, it really breaks, and it has a little bit of travel in that brake. The Geissele doesn't have as much travel, but that is also a very nice trigger. I've come to appreciate nice triggers that don't make you jerk the weapon as you pull them. I highly suggest it. Go out and get yourselves a Walther PDP. Thanks. Do the internet video thing. Hit like. Algorithms, magic, YouTube stuff, internet videos. Hit like. Makes people see my video more. Hit subscribe. Makes you see my videos. Go ahead and get in the comments. Makes the internet the internet. The comments are what the comments are. Please comment. Please tell me what you think. I know I discussed the downsides of this weapon probably more than the bonuses, the pluses, the upsides. And that's kind of what I do in reviews. But I understand that those downsides are part of what a product is. And this is just a really nice product. And it's that those downsides aren't enough to stop me from enjoying this, stop me from having this as a useful tool that I really like. Go out and get one. I think that they're great. Maybe I'll be getting a light here soon. It does have the nice, decent bit of Picatinny there. These grooves cut in the slide are they're really nice and grippy. So do the internet video thing. Hit like, hit subscribe, get in the comments, hit the little bell for notifications. Do everything on the internet that the videos tell you to do on the internet video things. And I'll see you here on the next one. Thank you very much. Bye.